Testing. Oh, nice. Alright, now for this video, okay, we are going to talk about chapter 15 homework, especially we are so close to examination, right? So let's not waste time and get right into it. Okay, now let me say a little bit. Now for this homework, I think most of you actually did okay. The only thing that is bugging me is kind of about the distinction between GDP and GNP. It seems that many of you still struggle with that, so we may be a little bit slower when it comes to that. Okay, now here let's go to question 1. Now question 1 is a very how do I say that, very old concept. Okay, now honestly not so important in terms of DSE, right? But we still need to take care of it. Okay, now think about it. Now let me draw you an analogy. Now think of it. Here is a bucket of water. Okay, 嗱水嚟嘅係嘛? I know my drawing is bad. A bucket of water. Okay, so when you go to this bucket, you measure. Let's say here we have this ml. Okay, 500 ml of water here. Okay, now in economics, when we measure how much here, let's say how much we have. 究竟有幾多嘢喺手頭上 ？OK 係有幾多多與少 ？How many? How little? OK, we are talking about, we call this a stock concept versus, let's say here suddenly raining. OK, let's say raining. OK, therefore some water flows in. Let's say 100 ml. Therefore this tank would become 600 millimeters. Okay, now you see, right, the new stock, the stock of water that we have, we call here, we have 600 millimeters of water. We call this a stock of water versus a flow of water, because this is an addition, right? Flow means change. Okay, a change, okay, a flow of things. Now think about it. When we talk about GDP, okay, remember GDP, we talk about the so-called production of a year. 我淨係講嗰一年嘅嘢。Therefore, think about it. When I made something in previous years, does it count in this year's GDP? No. In this sense, we only count the changes of the year. 係咪? Now, therefore, GDP is indeed a flow concept. Okay, a flow concept, because it only takes place in a given period of time. Okay, 得唔得啊？嗱，唔算特別難。嗱 even though maybe you don't quite understand. Okay, let me say, pragmatically speaking, okay, practically speaking, not very important for the purpose of DSE. So, okay, not terribly important. 好，下一個啦。Now here, let's look at the definitions of GDP. Here, we need to take which one is included in the calculation of GDP in current year. Okay, now we are talking about GDP. Okay, remember GDP, we are talking about first, it needs to be a current production. 要係今年做嘅嘢。Second, it needs to be made by someone we call RPU, Resident Producing Unit. Okay, so let's see which one is calculated. First, the spending of a Hong Kong resident on the purchase of inflation-linked bonds. Okay, 有啲錢 buying bonds. Remember, price of bond is not included in GDP because, remember, bonds, these are what we call financial investment only. but there is no production. 其實都係買張紙嘅啫。Okay? Now, when you buy stock, it's basically buying a right, buying a piece of paper that entails a right. 係咪啊？ It's not a production, okay? But it's only a right. Alright, now B, the service charge paid by a Hong Kong resident on his loan. Okay, now here important service. 係咪啊？ When you see the word service, you see this is going to be production. Yes. Now what about the RPU, right? Service charge paying to who? Who is providing service? Now clearly here is a bank, and I'm assuming this is a Hong Kong bank. Therefore, RPU also check. B would be the answer. 得唔得？因為而家有 service 有 production， 仲要係 RPU。Okay, a Hong Kong bank and RPU. Alright, now C, the spending of Hong Kong resident on the purchase of second-hand watch. Okay, now when you see second-hand, okay, second-hand, the problem is that when we talk about second-hand, it is a production, no problem, but it is not a current production. Unfortunately, 係 production 嚟㗎，不過唔係今年嘅 production 咯，得唔得？所以搞唔掂啦。Okay, so this is not going to be counted. Now finally, the disability allowance received. When you see allowance, compensation, etc. 賠償啦， these monies are not connected with any production. Therefore, whenever you see allowance, compensation, no production. Okay, no production. Therefore, answer B. Now, next one, let's look at question 3 here. Now, question 3, which one should not be included? 我哋要睇邊個唔計啦，好嘛？ Now, here, student travel subsidy. Okay, now, when you see subsidy, okay, now subsidy, remember, it is classified into something we call transfer payment. Okay, transfer payment, basically, transferring money from one party to another party. In our case, from government to the citizens, to the student. Okay, now remember, the student does not need to do any production in order to get this subsidy. Now therefore, in that sense, okay, whenever you see transfer payment, it is not production, so not counted. This is not counted in GDP. Okay, now what about 2, spending on tourists on the purchase of daily necessity? Okay, now remember, when you see tourists, their spending is all counted as an export of service. 記住呢個得㗎啦，你逢親見到 tourist 話知佢買乜 daily necessity 又好，買 service 又好 ，they are all counted 全部 all counted as export of service. Okay, therefore, of course, this one is in GDP. So unfortunately, right, in GDP, unfortunately, 2 is not the answer we want. So we cross out 2, we know 1 is the answer. C is the answer. Now, C, prize money, Mark 6 lottery. Remember, when you see lottery and the prize money, right? Now, or sometimes you see this is a cash award. This is all no production, okay? No production involved. Now, therefore, this is not counted in GDP. 好啦，13啦，好嘛？嗱，唔算太難啫。What about next one? Okay? Now, let's see next one. Next one. In this year, Anna bought some shares of a listed company of this amount. Okay? Now, let's deal with this amount first. Now, this amount, this is a share price. 頭先講咗啦 ，share price is an financial investment, which means this is not production. 呢個唔係 production 嚟㗎，得唔得？唔係 production 嚟㗎。Okay, then finally, received dividend of 200. Okay, a dividend of 200. Remember, dividend. Remember, right? Dividend. 記住啦。Dividend is return of loaning services 似唔似嗱？你買股票其實即係咩意思啊？你借錢俾公司咯，係嘛 ？You buy something, you pay money, you are lending the money basically to a company, right? So a return of loaning service. When you see service, okay? Therefore, this 200 shall be counted, okay? And later made a capital gain by selling this share. Remember, again, capital gain. Okay, this is not production for the same reason as what we talk about, because this is a financial investment. All right, now she paid a broker of commission. 係嘛？你見到 commission 啦 ？What is a commission? Basically, commission is a salary, that kind of thing. Now, when we talk about salary, we are talking about return of factor services. When you see service, we have production, right? Therefore, 500 also counted. 200, 500 together, we have this 700 as our GDP. 得唔得？ Alright, so let's keep moving. Now, number 5 here, a motor car company, okay, in 2013. Now, most likely, this set of paper is set in 2013, 係咪？應該2013出嘅啦。Now, produce car that were worth this amount, right? 係咪？ Worth this amount. Now, its sales revenue for that year is this amount. Now, assuming the company did not accept pre-orders, okay? Now, so basically, they're saying these cars, okay, will not be inventory. 唔會做多咗，唔會做少咗，係咪啊？ There will be no inventory left or not from inventory, okay? Now, which of the following would be correct? Now, let's see, okay? Let's see. Now, first of all, okay, 嗱我哋望一望啦，逐個望一望啦，係嘛？ Now, first of all, A here, the contribution of the model car company to the GDP was this amount. Now, in fact, from this diagram, not easy to see, right? Now, let us then use kind of a drawing, okay? Now, here, this is the company. Here we have customer. Okay, 好嘛? We have customer. Now, think about it. They produced, okay, produced the car worth of this amount. 啱唔啱啊？嗱，諗先，佢整咗，here you see, right? First, they made nothing, right? From nothing to to something 60K, okay, into a car. 好嘛？嗱，我哋載住佢先 ，a car. Therefore, you see, they are so-called the value added, right? The value added of this guy, okay, of this guy, is actually from 0 to this, 係咪啊？ From 0 to 60K. 得唔得？ Now, you also see sales revenue for that year is this amount, 係嘛？ Now, therefore, at the same time, they are also selling these cars, okay, at 80K to consumers, 係嘛？唔好意思啊，畫得樣衰啲啦。Okay, now it seems to us that, 係嘛？ Seems to us that this is also the company made the car, right? 係嘛？佢整咗6萬蚊，然之後6萬蚊佢賣出去 ，the value added here, think of it as a service, right? They provide a kind of like a service. 佢都賣咗個 service 啦，係咪啊？賣咗8萬蚊啦。Seems that, right? Seems that they are here making a total of 60K plus 80K. No, sorry. 20K. Value added. So, looks like A. Answer, looks like A, right? Now, but the problem is, 嗱望一望呢幅圖，有個咩問題啊？有個咩問題係覺得？ Now, the problem is here. 邊個同你講係零啊？冇人講過。We actually do not know. This is all my assumption. 我 assume 出嚟嘅就我想講，得唔得啊？我 assume 出嚟，我都唔知佢入嚟嘅時候係唔係咁嘅價錢，係咪 ？This is my assumption only. 得唔得？喂，我真係唔知係咪嘅噃。OK, I really do not know. OK, 得唔得？ Now therefore, OK, now don't think about this guy or this guy. Don't think like this. Don't think like this. OK, in fact, we do not know. We do not know whether the input is $0 or not. Therefore, right, the contribution, there is no conclusion as to the contribution. 其實我哋唔知㗎 ，A 同 B 都係唔知㗎。Okay, now except C and D. Okay, now think about it. Now this is a very accounting concept. The answer here is actually C. 好啦，嗱我哋要諗啦，係嘛？嗱 here we made 6 this amount, right? Therefore, inventory increased by 60K. And then later, here, you sell. 係嘛？ You sell worth of here 80K. 好啦，你賣咗啦，咁即係仲有冇貨啊？冇貨啦。Therefore, inventory will decrease by 80K. The net effect will be that decrease by 20K. 係嘛？嗱 ，this is very accounting. Okay, now again, if I were you, I wouldn't pay too much attention on this question. Okay, now too accounting, not exactly economics. Okay, 好嘛？ So that will be the first section. Okay, now we have to look at some GDP calculation. 喂，第6條可唔可以唔講啦？自己睇啦。Refer to your notes or textbook. OK， 你自己睇啦，好唔好啊？我唔講咁多啦。OK， 我唔講咁多。Refer to your notes and textbook. OK， now number 7. Now let's look at number 7. Now which description about the method of calculation are correct? Now here, let's see. GDP measures production approach. By production approach， 嗱記住啦，你一個名 ，we also call this a value added approach， 係嘛 ？The value added of economic activity. Yes, this is true. Okay, now second, expenditure. Okay, the market value of goods and services, 係嘛 ？Of course. Okay, finally, income approach reflects. What does it reflect? Income approach reflects the value of factor service, 係嘛 ？But not total expenditure. Not total expenditure. Total expenditure should be expenditure approach. Okay, so 3 is not correct. 1 and 2唔係好難啫，係咪？好，繼續。Now, number 8. Let's see number 8. Now, which of the following expenditure of a Hong Kong resident is not included in private consumption expenditure? 嗱，記住啦 ，private consumption expenditure. Basically, we are talking about households. 係咪啊 ？So let's see. First, the spending on imported food stuff. Okay, now if here it is bought by households, okay, then it is counted. 嗱，其實發生咩事啊？你嚇呢個唔係 import 嚟嘅咩？ That is why we need to remember GDP equals to CIG plus X minus M. Now the reason why minus M is that because some of the money of C and some of the money of I spent may be on imported goods which are not produced in Hong Kong, let's say. Okay, now therefore it is included in C, but only that we adjust by minusing the import。 其實我哋扣翻佢啫嘛，係咪？其實係計咗個 C 啊，不過減翻我哋嘅 import 啊嘛，係咪啊 ？Okay, so A, right. Now B, spending on issued share. Remember, share, financial investment. Okay, not GDP. 咪唔計咯，係咪啊 ？Not GDP. Spending on transport 咪 transport 咪計咯，係咪啊 ？And travel insurance premium. Basically, the insurance fee. Okay, now this fee, what is it paying for? is paying for insurance service. Therefore, yes, it's counted. 好嘛，計啦，好嘛，好繼續，爭幾條啫 ，not a lot. Here we have a production approach or a value-added approach. 好啦，望一望啦 ，following diagram shows a production chain. The import are worth this amount. Okay, now here they also written here the contribution of the above production chain to the local economy. Okay, now therefore, first step, let's find out the local RPUs first. Okay, now RPU here, local importer, yes, RPU, local supermarket, yes, local retail, yes, local consumer, 係唔係啊 ？Remember, by definition, consumer, this guy, they are only for consumption. They will never add value. 佢哋負責食嘅啫，唔係負責做嘅。And of course, foreign. Therefore, this is also not an RPU. Therefore, we need to calculate. Here, 望一望啦，好嘛？嗱，this guy, the importer, what would be the value added？ 望一望啦，好，8乘睇先啊，895 here 13K minus 3K. This would be 10K here. Now, next one, 12K minus 5K would be 7K. And finally, here, 15K minus 8K would be also 7K. 7,724, right? 係咪啊？咁樣啦，24,000蚊啦。Now, you may be thinking, would there be another way of doing it? Now, in fact, there is. We can also use CIGNX 係咪？嗱，頭先係啦。Now, let's do CIGNX as well. Expenditure approach 係咪？我哋試一試啦。Expenditure approach. Now, first of all, we need to identify the CIGNX here. Remember, C, consumer will be C. Consumer will be C. No I, no G 係咪？呢度都完全睇唔到 I 同 G 啊。Now, what about NX? Here, foreign tourists. When we see we sell something to foreign, this is our export, right? And we have import here, import of 3 million. So let's see, GDP CIG equals to CIGNX, which C would be here 5K plus 15K 係嘛 C 啊嘛 then plus export 7K minus import 3K, which also gives us 24K 係嘛 24K 唔係嗰啲係嘛係嘛 also gives us 24K, which matches with our answer. Therefore, when you see these kind of diagrams in exam, okay, if they are asking for an economy's GDP, just use CIGNX. That also work, okay? Now remember, 幾時唔用得 CIGNX 啊 If I only ask for the value added, let's say of this guy, then you see this guy, no CIGNX, you should use 係咪？如果淨係問呢個 you should stick to value added approach. Okay, 得唔得啊？ Alright, so that would be value added approach and expenditure approach. Now, the second last one, okay, second last one. Here, statistical data. Okay, here we are asking GDP at factor cost. Therefore, we need to do two things. First of all, remember GDP, okay, GDP at market price would be CIGNX. This is our step number 1. 我哋先計咗 market price 先，好嘛？ Now here, C, this guy, domestic. I, when you see domestic fixed capital formation, immediately pair it up with depreciate. Depreciate also I 係咪？嗱呢度加啦，呢度加啦 depreciate. Okay, now but remember, okay 嗱記住啊 ，gross。我發覺有啲問題喎條，應該先講。There are some problems with this, okay? Gross already included depreciation， 已經計咗 depreciate 喺裡面㗎啦。Okay? Therefore, okay, this is not a net. You do not need to add in $25，係唔需要㗎，好嘛 ？And then now here change in inventory I yes G yes total export of goods and services this is X X and M 費事你以為交叉係咪啊 ？X and M so plus minus okay what about re-export of goods 使唔使加嗱 this is also export right but remember since we are talking about total export in the above column total already included 已經包咗呢個啦 therefore do not include this $40 OK 嗱 let's do the calculation 嗱我頭先講咗呢度先我唔知會唔會計錯啊咁樣搞到嗱 the problem is here 頭先我話有咩問題啊 gross domestic remember right I always say gross equals to net plus depre 係咪 net 加 depre 啊嘛嗱 the problem is 嗱望一望啲數字 gross here 20 depre 25有咩問題啊而家 then net will be a negative 5 which doesn't make sense at all right so I think this question actually gets something wrong 最基本嘅嘢都搞錯咗啊！死火啦係咪？唔應該喎，冇理由 gross 係20，冇理由 depre 會變咗25喎。It doesn't make sense, right? Doesn't make sense, okay? A little bit funny, 係咪？A little bit funny here, but anyway. Okay, now let's assume there is no problem. Therefore, we have this amount. 嗱，我括住啲 I 俾你睇係嘛？ The I here should be 10. Okay, this no need. Then G is here, 60. And X would be 80 minus 30. 係嘛？睇下啱唔啱先？係咪 ？Yes, should be something like that. It will be 160 plus 50. 210. Now, but not yet. We are not done yet. 嗱，唔好走住，我哋未搞掂嘅。This is our market price. We are asking for factor cost. Therefore, remember, market price equals to factor cost plus indirect tax minus subsidy. 我哋寫翻數落去啦，係咪啊 ？This is 210. Factor cost we do not know. Indirect tax from our table 10, right? Plus 10 minus subsidy 減35啦，係嘛？嗱 ，therefore FC should be 幾多啊？呢度10，然後嘅點啊 ？Plus 25 right? Plus 25 235啱唔啱啊 ？Yes, here C is the answer. Okay, now although I still think this is a wrong question because of this problem, depreciation and gross domestic fixed capital formation. But now the important thing is that you know how to calculate. Follow the step. Get market price first, and then convert market price into factor cost. And remember, indirect tax. Okay, if this is a direct tax, then ignore it. 好嘛 Okay, so this is the way we do our calculation. Now, final MC, and then we will move on into the short questions and long question. Okay, here you see GDP measured by expenditure approach. 嗱，記住啦 expenditure approach, basically this is our market price. 得唔得 Here, so we know market price, GDP and market price is 70, right? Now remember, 係嘛 market price 70, so A or D. 我哋知道啦，一係 A，一係 D 啦。Now, then market price equals to factor cost plus indirect tax minus subsidy. Okay, now, so we plug in the numbers. 70 here. We do not know factor cost, right? Indirect business tax, 20. Here, minus 10. Now, therefore, we'll know that it should be 60. Answer is A. 係嘛？其實唔係好難嘅咋。As long as you understand the relationship. Okay, then next we will be moving on into the short questions. Now here, the short questions. Now the first one, true or false question. Okay, now here, 1A, the figure of import, export, and net export are always positive. Okay, now this is obviously a false statement. Okay, now because yes, import is positive, export is positive, but the problem is when import is bigger than export, which happens from time to time, it means that net export would actually be negative. 咦，邊度成日發生啊？ This is exactly what's going on in the US. We call this a trade deficit. 而家美國咪就係咯，嘛嗰啲貿易誤差係咪 ？Trade deficit. Okay, so A is a false. US, the example of US tells us in real life. Okay, this is false. Now B. 望下 B 啦。Now GDP will be understated if the value of intermediate product is included. Now this is also false. Okay, now because if remember GDP here, this guy should be final product only. Okay, now only, right? Now think about it. If we have both final and intermediate, then what happens? What happens is that this guy will become an extra. 係嘛？咦，咁其實唔係 understated 喎。Okay, it would be overstated actually, not understated. Okay, now because we call this problem the problem of double counting 咯。計咗一次啦，係咪？其實嗱 final, remember we are talking about value added. The value of the final product has already included the value added of intermediate product. 係嘛？ Now if I also include intermediate product, I'll be counting twice. 計咗 intermediate 再計埋 final 咪計兩次咯。Okay, we call this a double counting problem. Okay, now finally, some housewives make cakes for consumption at home. Now this activity is excluded from calculation because it does not involve any production. Now it's partially true, but unfortunately it is also false. Okay, now for one good reason, one very simple reason, 好容易啫，係嘛？ Now remember, making cake, okay, it is a production. 呢個係一個 production 嚟㗎。Unfortunately, the problem is that it is a production without reliable market value. 重點係佢冇 value 啊，係咪啊？冇 value 先係重點啊。It is a production, but we do not count GDP because we do not know the value. 我哋估唔到啊，係咪啊？所以咪唔計 GDP 咯。Okay, now not exactly too difficult 係嘛？唔係好難嘅一條題目啦。Now here, let's see here. Okay, now question 2, we need to reverse engineer. Okay, 我哋要倒翻轉嚟計啦。Here, now how do we do it? This is a very standard table. It has also given you market price. Now therefore, remember, GDP at market price equals to C plus I plus G plus X minus M or NX. Okay, now we need to identify these guys. 我哋要identify 翻啦，係咪？ Now this guy C added gross domestic fixed. Remember I. But then when you see domestic fixed capital formation, immediately pair it up with depreciation. You know depreciation is also I. Since this is a gross, we do not need to take care of depreciation, already taken care of, right? Now increase in inventory, also I, right? Now this is G, government consumption expenditure. Now here, total export is an NX plus. It's a positive item in the NX. Unfortunately, we do not know. Now here, total import is an NX minus or M, a minus. Here, re-export, NX plus. Remember, since this is total already included, we ignore this guy. What about indirect tax? Indirect tax, it has something, it is a factor cost item. 呢個係計 factor cost 嘅時候先要用啊嘛。It is used to convert market price into a factor cost. Okay, now therefore, not something we want. Now the only thing we need to do is to write down all the numbers here. 1030 equals to 250. I, we have this guy 450 plus 90. G, we have 300 plus X minus 100. Okay, that would give us. Okay, now 撳下機先，等等啊，撳機先。Okay, now let me very quickly here. 250 plus 450 plus 90 plus 300 minus 100. Okay, 990啦，係嘛？ We have this 1030 minus 990 would be 40， 係嘛？40蚊 ，yes， 係嘛？計到40蚊啦。Therefore, X will be 40. Okay, now to B, what it is asking is that now state 2 reasons why the actual total spending would be more than this amount. Now we say this 250 is a private consumption expenditure, right? The spending by household. But remember, okay, remember spending by household. Okay, now 我哋係講緊計 GDP 啦。Now let us think about what is GDP again. GDP is a current production. Current here is very important. OK， 咁啦，我淨唔淨止買今年嘅嘢啊 ？OK， now we do the consumers, they're not bound to only buy products of this year， 唔一定淨係買今年噶嘛。Therefore, we have our first reason. We know that consumers may spend on something. Okay, spend on something. We say either is inventory. Okay, now or goods produced in previous years， 係嘛？以前做嘅。Or we call this another type, second-hand product. 係咪？ Past product, second-hand product. Alright, now second, remember the cake example 係咪啊？ Now we may buy, let's say I buy a pen from you. Okay, you're a student, I'm teacher, right? I buy a pen from you. Now this, okay, I buy a new pen from you, but you are not a company, right? Now therefore, we may have something we call non-market spending， 係嘛？有啲唔喺 market 度㗎。For example， 係咪啊？private dealings 係咪啊？我哋自己私底下做嘅。Or even better, some of you say black market， 計唔計到嘅黑市？黑市計唔到啦，計到嘅即係俾人捉咗啦，係咪啊？點叫黑市啊？係咪啊？即係醒啲係咪啊 ？OK， so black market, private dealings, etc. 係咪啊 ？Without a market, these guys, OK, we do not have a market value for them。 我哋計唔到幾多錢啊，因為我唔知佢咩嚟㗎。OK， 冇記錄啊 ，no record。OK， now next one, Peter, this guy runs a garment factory. Okay, now the total market value of production is this amount in this year. Okay, now market value basically revenue. Okay, they're saying revenue is this amount. Now explain under what situation the contribution is less than. 好啦， now we say here basically we are saying the output is this amount. Okay, now this is the factory. Then, now, I draw this deliberately because you should already see some possible reasons, okay? Now, what happens to this arrow? Maybe this arrow, let's say, is at this amount. 可能有機會嘅喎。 then this guy would only have make 50K as an example, okay, as an example. Therefore, you see, if they're not making things from ground up, or even better, okay, let's say this factory, some raw materials are imported 入口㗎嘛 then imported since they are not produced in Hong Kong, therefore this part of the raw materials will not be in GDP 咁咪細咗咯係嘛 maybe raw materials 係嘛 maybe raw materials OK 係嘛有機會 raw materials are imported OK or if you say not imported like this case OK maybe or OK 有機會啦唔係 import 嘅不過人哋做嘅 OK let's say there is another factory OK purchased from other firm 係嘛 therefore this part will be contribution by the others 人哋嘅咯唔係你整嘅咯 contribution by the others okay now either case you will know that the amount of value added is not exactly that much 係嘛佢原來冇增值咁多錢喎 this is the amount of value added but not this guy this is only the final output 得唔得 okay so this is how we answer this question now number 4 okay now just copy from your notes or book okay I'm not going to waste your time okay or find something from your notebook I don't know okay 難咗添 okay now next one here this question it asks okay 派錢6000蚊 okay scheme 6,000 okay now receive 6,000 now should this item of payment be included in the calculation if you remember right now this is a 3-mark question if you remember we have actually talked about it during our lesson it's a no the reason is simple because this is a transfer payment remember this scheme 6,000 it does not require you to do anything to receive it as long as you are 18 years old or above you get it okay this is transfer payment but what does a transfer payment means transfer payment is not counted because the important thing is here because no corresponding production 原來呢嚿錢啊係唔對應任何 production 嘅 okay therefore it's not counted now this one not going to waste your time okay we have talked about it quite a few times already alright now finally we are moving on into the long questions here we go here now Peter okay now quite a complicated question okay now for part A we need to see the contribution of the above transaction okay we need to see the above transaction the contribution okay now so let's see each number now Peter spent 10K on a second-hand car this year okay now remember this is the price of a second-hand product okay since this is a second-hand we know this is not going to be in GDP 係嘛 this is not going to be in GDP and paid the dealer of this commission 一見到 commission 即係計唔計啊 yes this is going to be into here therefore let's see okay GDP equals to this amount will be in okay however he was not satisfied as a result he paid a garage to help him replace 係嘛 garage to replace 係嘛 replace it is a service therefore counted with a new one made in Hong Kong okay this guy is a new made in Hong Kong the price of the new engine was here okay all transactions were made in Hong Kong the new engine。好啦，頭先我要 replace 佢，咁咪即係咪其實我而家要整多個 engine 出嚟啦 ？I need to make an engine, okay, this year. Therefore, this is also a production. We see 5K will be the answer that we want. Okay, now remember, we need to explain the answers. All these have a corresponding production, except this 10K. Okay, 10K is a second-hand value. Now, second-hand value, how come it's not calculated? Because already been counted once. Already been counted once, either in previous years or if it is made in this year, okay, already counted once in current year. Therefore, we do not count it, or else we will have a problem of double counting. 係咪？如果咪 double counting 啦，好大件事啦。Okay, that's why we do not calculate this 10K. Now, B, if the new engine has been imported from Japan instead, how will the answer change? Now, if this is a Japan, let's say this is a Japan engine. Okay, now if this is Japan engine, then it is not a production in Hong Kong. Therefore, not in GDP. Then the answer quite simple, right? 1B, we know that. 其實 1B 會發生咩事啊？ We know that the answer will decrease by 2K. The reason is simple, because the Japanese engine is not production of Hong Kong. Therefore, we need to exclude. We need to exclude it from the calculation of GDP. 咁咪會跌咗2000咯，相比頭先個係咪啊？ Alright, now, part C. Now, suppose Mr. Zheng is an owner of a shop which sold the second-hand car to Peter. Now, explain why part of the amount Mr. Zheng received from selling is included. 係咪？ From selling. Now, you see selling here, right? Part of the money would become 嗱一睇就知啦。Part of the money will become his income. 係咪啊？ Now, then why? Because Mr. Zheng also has provided a retail service. 係咪啊？ This retail service would give him commission. Commission. This is exactly what they say the part of the value. 係咪咪變咗 commission 咯 Therefore, commission, because service, right? Service is a production, therefore counted. Now, C2, right here, C2, the value of the cost that Mr. Zheng acquires for resale should be, now value, 頭先咪講咗啦係咪啊 Value should be, 係咪 Value of resale, because this is a second-hand product. 係咪啊 Already been 睇翻上面嚇 already been counted. OK 係咪已經計咗啦 Already been counted. I'm not going to waste your time here. OK, now, so first question, not a difficult one. Now let's look at the second question. Okay, now second question, again, we have a chain of production. 係咪 production chain. Now here, use the value added approach. Now, 我哋要用 value added approach. Remember, right? When we talk about value added approach, we need to see first the RPUs first. 我哋要睇到個 RPU 先，好嘛 Here, and in an economy, so this is Hong Kong, right? Hong Kong 就 Hong Kong 啦，咩 economy 啫，係嘛 Here, Indian export, Japanese export, both are not. 兩個都唔係 Okay, both are not. Okay, let's see here. Manufacturer. This is RPU. This is RPU. This is RPU. American importer, not RPU. Consumers, not RPU. Okay, now therefore we have three. We have three that we need to calculate. But 我需要做啲咩啊 睇多次條題目 value added approach calculate how much the shoe wholesalers we are only talking about the shoe wholesalers 中招啦係咪啊？中招啦！我哋淨係講一個人啫。Therefore, this is the one we are looking at. Now the value added would then be this. Okay, value added would be first 40k, 90k. Here the output, right? 40k plus 90k minus input 100k. We have 30k, right? Only for this guy. Now, part B, we need to calculate how much the contribution to Hong Kong's GDP. 係咪？我哋要計晒啦。Therefore, we need the three of them. Now, okay. Now, let's see. GDP. First, we have the 30k here. Now, second, let's see shop A. Shop A, 140k. Minus 90k. Manufacturer here 100k minus 52k. Okay, I think the answer would then be 128k. 係咪啊？128定138？唔記得咗添。Yes, 128k. will be our answer. Okay, now nothing too difficult. Now C is also quite easy. Alright, now under expenditure approach, now this time we are talking about expenditure. CIGNX, okay? Now explain whether the production chain would contribute to the following 5 components. 我哋試下畫咪知咯，係嘛？嗱 here C consumer, yes. Okay, here the 140k, yes, this is consumer. I remember typically from these diagrams, okay, I and G, you will see nothing. No real investment, no capital formation, no inventory by the firms, okay, and you don't see government, right? Now what about X and M? Let's see. Here, Hong Kong into America. Okay, therefore, this is our X,係咪啊？ Export. Yes, we have export, and that would be our 40k. Import, yes, too, from India and Japan. Okay, this will be our import. So, also yes, 52k. Also yes, the 52k. Alright, so I think that is actually chapter 15 homework. Again, now for this chapter, nothing too difficult. The only thing that you really need to know is the definition, when to count GDP, when to count GNP, and then the calculation. I would say actually the calculation is the easier part of the chapter. Alright, so if no further question, then I will see you very soon in the next video when I talk about chapter 16 homework. Alright, so see you in a bit.